Today we are going to discuss about CMOS standard design, stick diagram as well as diode diagram. Let me start with the basics. Now you are seeing the standard symbol of NMOS and PMOS. So while about NMOS and PMOS, both are having four terminals, mainly gate, source, drain, and body. But most of the times the bulk or body or substrate pin of both NMOS and the PMOS are connected to the source directly. So for our simplicity, in most of the books, while putting the symbol, they may not show that body or bulk. Actually, it is designed that it is connected to source. So while coming to the working of NMOS and PMOS, so actually we need to understand what are all the input pins and output pins of both NMOS and PMOS. Gate will act as just the control input, but actual input of NMOS and PMOS is at source. Drain will be the output. So whatever we are giving input as source with respect to gate control, that will be appeared to the output, that is drain. So NMOS and PMOS, by we are utilizing the operating region, cutoff region, and saturation region most of the time. We are not considering linear region. So both NMOS and PMOSes will be acting as perfect switch in both the cutoff region and saturation region. In cutoff region, both will be in off condition, off switch. Saturation region, both will be in on condition. The region of operation will vary with respect to input conditions of NMOS and PMOS. So first I will go with NMOS. So NMOS, while we are applying a logic 0, that is a 0 volt to the gate, it will act as open switch. And when we are applying logic 1 or 5 volt to the gate, it will act as closed switch. So at the time of close to switch, whatever may be the input, that will be appeared at the output. Whatever we are applying to the source, that will be appeared at the drain. The exact opposite case for PMOS. So we'll be comparing the symbol of NMOS and PMOS. At the gate side, you will be having a bubble for PMOS. So when we apply a logic 0 to the gate, so it will act as um, closed switch. It will conduct what we are applying at the source, that will be appeared at the drain. So for logic 1, it will act as open switch. So this is the normal working of something. So while coming to the logic, um, so initially we need to keep in mind that while designing a CMOS, uh, how many number of transistors to be chosen for designing a particular logic. So for CMOS design, the very basic CMOS design is the CMOS inverter, which has a single input. Depending on the number of input, so we have to choose twice the number of transistors. In that equal amount of transistors will be PMOS and the equal amount of NMOSes will be there. So in inverter we will be having only single input, so we will be using single NMOS and single PMOS. For two input we will be using two PMOS and two NMOS likewise. But now we need to we have seen how to choose the number of transistors. Now we need to know how to connect these transistors. We will be using an imaginary line called a demorgation line, above which we will be connecting PMOS and below which we will be connecting NMOS. Why? Because uh, PMOS has specific characteristics that it will give the output with a strong 1, but NMOS will give strong 0. Likewise, PMOS will give weak 0 and NMOS will give weak 1. So as we have seen, PMOS will give strong one. So we are connecting the source of PMOS to VDD, and NMOS will give strong zero. That's why we are connecting source of NMOS to the ground. So in order to form a CMOS inverter, we are combining one NMOS and one PMOS, in which below the demarcation line we are connecting the NMOS, and above the demarcation line we are connecting PMOS. And for getting the output, we are connecting both the drains of NMOS and PMOS together. We are taking the output, and we are connecting both the gates of NMOS and PMOS, and we are applying it. So in order to understand the working of this CMOS inverter, if we apply logic 0, actual the working of an inverter is whatever we are applying at the input, the complemented value has to be get the output. For example, according to the working, when we are applying initially logic 0, for logic 0, PMOS will act as closed switch and NMOS will act as open switch. So there won't be any connectivity between output and ground. So since PMOS is switched on, so you will be having a direct path between output and VDD. So you will be getting VDD as output. That is the highest value logic 1. So we are, while applying logic 0, we are getting logic 1. The second case, when you are applying logic 1, so PMOS will be in off condition and NMOS will be in on condition. So we will be having a direct path between output and ground. So you will be getting 0 output. So in order to make it very clear, I am using the LT Spice for designing PMOS. Today I was planning to try with the camera and try to draw and show it to you. But the camera quality will be very high. So at the time of viewing, depending on the bandwidth, will get better. So that's why I'm using the system tools. So here, just slightly the symbol will be different. So while designing by yourself, you can use the symbol what we have seen here. For CMOS this symbol and NMOS. So considering an imaginary line here, the demarcation line. So above which we have to connect CMOS because it can provide a strong one. And below which we are connecting our NMOS because it can provide strong 0. And the gate and gate connected together, we have to apply the input. And drain and drain connected together, we are applying the output. So here VDD has to be connected. And here ground. So this is the normal design of a CMOS inverter. Input will be supplied here, and the output will be taken from this. This is the normal design of a CMOS inverter. Now I will show how to design a logic using. First, I will go with Z equal to A dot B dot C whole bar. And keep in mind that CMOS design can provide only the inverted output. So if you want to design a normal logic, after designing the inverter logic, you have to use an inverter. So I'm keeping this inverter as it is here for future purpose. So I'm designing this particular logic, A dot B dot C this time. So there are set of rules to be followed. Actually, based on the logic, how we have to choose the number of transistors, uh, how to connect the transistors. Consider the small two-input NAND gate. If you see here, for 0 0 we are getting the output 1, 0 1 we are getting the output 1, 1 0 we are getting the output 1, for 1 1 we are getting the output 0. For NAND gate, this is the critical input, the last one 1 1 we are getting 0. So according to this output design, in order to get this 0 at the output, that can be done only through NMOS, because as per the logic, 0 has to be obtained through NMOS only, because NMOS can provide a strong 0, and all these logic 1 can be obtained through PMOS, because PMOS can provide strong. So while concentrating on this logic 0 to get the output, so we have to design the transistor in such a way that uh, at this particular point, we have to have two NMOSes as per the number of inputs. We need to have two NMOSes. Um, the bottom NMOS has to be connected to the ground, and please put it in the silent mode. So I'm putting it in. Okay. So if you see here, we need to have two switches, because of transistor is going to act as switch, right? Two switches. We need to know how to connect these two switches so that ground should be connected to output, because ground has to be passed as output, right? So this can be obtained only by connecting these two NMOSes in series, because if you want to pass any signal to the output through two different switches, uh, and we are obtaining with a single combination only. So at that time, we have to connect both the switches to be in series. If you consider these three cases, this can be logic 1 can be obtained only through PMOS. So we need to know how to connect these two PMOSes. So initial case 0 0, for the case 0 0, we are getting output. So while seeing this first uh, combination, we may be thinking that we have to connect both the PMOSes should be in series, but we have to see the next two cases also. Here, both the second and third cases, either any one of the switches to be activated so that we are getting the logic 1. So at that time only we are concluding that these two PMOSes has to be connected in parallel. This is the connection based on the logic, but we have seen the shortcut also in class. So whenever we are getting a dot operator, we will be connecting NMOSes in series and the PMOSes in parallel. So whenever we are getting the plus operator, we have to connect all the NMOSes in parallel and the PMOSes in series. So based on that, I'm going to draw this A dot B dot C the whole part. I'm choosing three NMOSes. NMOS1, NMOS2. Here source and drain of NMOSes are connected together. At the bottom side, NMOS is connected to ground. That's why I have chosen like that. And PMOSes. So while connecting PMOS, the source of the PMOSes has to be connected to VDD. So I'm rotating it. Here, PMOSes should be connected in parallel. And sources of all the PMOSes should be connected to VDD. And drains of all the PMOSes should be connected each other, and that should be connected to the drain of this particular combination of. So entire combination of the sources of PMOSes is connected to VDD, and we have to connect ground for sources of combinations of PMOS. So here we will be applying logic A, logic B, logic C. Here logic A, logic B, logic C are the gates of PMOS and NMOS. So if the case is A dot B dot C, whole bar is not given, for example. At that time, we have to remind that CMOS design can only provide inverted logic at the output. So whatever we are drawing here is the inverter logic, that is A dot B dot B C whole bar. So in order to get the normal logic, so what you can do is you can connect the output of this combination through an inverter. So you will be getting the normal logic at the output. So this is the normal thing. So I will show another example also. So equal to A plus C dot C whole bar. So if you are getting an equation like this, you have to give priority to the dot operator. Then only you have to give priority to the plus operator. Sometimes you may get an equation like this. So in this case, you have to give priority to the plus operator if a bracket is provided. Otherwise, you have to give priority to the dot operator according to the arithmetic rules. So I will draw this logic to A plus B dot C. So B dot C has to be drawn first. B, C. So according to the equation, B dot C plus A. Actually, we have to give priority to this B dot C. And we have to design the PMOS. So BC has to be drawn parallel and A has to be connected in series. And so we have to consider this is A and B and C has to be connected parallel. And we can do the connection now. Okay, we have to connect ground here. We have to connect the VDD. So this is the design for A plus B dot C whole bar. So A will be connected these two gates. B will be connected either of these two and C like this. So in this logic, you may get confusion that whether to draw this PMOS or this combination first. Actually, series combination can be interchanged, no problem here. So you can also draw this parallel combination upper and this A PMOS down also. That also possible. Here also you can interchange this B and C. So there is no problem. This is the gist of how to define a CMOS diagram if a logic equation is provided. So in university, you may get normal logic like XOR, XNOR. So while designing XOR and XNOR, you have to think that those are normal logic. So after designing, you can able to put an inverter at the output. Otherwise, you have to expand using De-Morgation theorem. And these are all the famous questions asked in each different university question paper, X or X not 2 is to 1 marks. Otherwise, they will be giving an equation with 4 or 5 variables. So while getting a question, you have to keep in mind that whether you have to remember that whether the apostrophe or whole bar is provided for the equation or not. If it is not provided, you have to draw as it is and you have to put an inverter at the output, or otherwise you have to go with the Morgation theorem. Sometimes in some questions you may get some equations with some bar inside the variables also. At that time, what you can do is you can directly, for example, this is we have drawn for A, right? So instead of giving A, you can give A bar. So explicitly, it means that the A is obtained from an inverter. So for if you want to elaborate, you can able to draw an inverter separately and you can apply A, and that A bar can be supplied here. That also you can provide, but that is not necessary. That's all about CMOS design. Uh, as of now, do you have any doubt in the CMOS design? Could you all switch on the mic and could you respond? Shall we go to stick diagram? Okay, so I will start with the stick diagram. So before get into the stick diagram, we have to understand the color coding. For designing a stick diagram, we need to have we need to know the colors of all the layers as well as diffusion. So for designing a P plus diffusion or PMOS, we need we need to go with I will show. I have already designed one diagram. I will show with that. So for PMOS, we have to go with yellow color. NMOS is in green color. Polysilicon or gate is designed with red color, and all the metals in the layer one uses blue color. So according to syllabus, we are going to go with only the layer one design. So all the layer one will go with blue color metal, and all the contacts and wires will be using black color. So this is the normal stick diagram as well as layout diagram also follow the same color coding. So I will show how to design a CMOS inverter uh, stick diagram. So this is the schematic what we have designed already using multi-spice here, right? The same inverter. For this, I will show how to design the stick diagram. So initially we have to draw supply rail and ground rail. So supply rail, ground rail. VDD. Here ground is connected. VSS. As we have specified, PMOS has to be drawn using yellow color. So you can mark a source, gate, drain. If you get confused, you can mark. Otherwise, not required. Green color has to be used for drawing. And we have to connect this PMOS and NMOS sources of PMOSes and NMOSes to the input actually. Actually, our inputs are VDD as well as VSS. The source of PMOS I am connecting to VDD. Source of NMOS, actually it is green color. No need to mind. Our session will end within 10 minutes. We can come back again. Actually, they have limited the amount of time. Only for 40 minutes, our session will be active. So after that, we can reactivate it. So I'm connecting the source of NMOS to ground. And we have to draw the polysilicon gate. So layer metal 1 has to be used for connecting drain and drain. So we didn't specify contacts, right? So wherever we have the metal connection, we have to go with contacts. So you can supply input here, and output can be obtained from the drain to drain connection. This is the stick diagram design. So I will show how to design a stick diagram for a NAND gate also, 2-input NAND gate. So you need to have initially supply rail, ground rail. So VDD has to be connected here VSS. So for a two input NAND gate, so we need to connect two PMOSes in parallel. So parallel connection I am doing this, and we have to connect two NMOSes in series. Let me reload the PMOS again.
In black and white bagless na.
So parallel combination of PMOS I am drawing in this straight line. So if you are drawing the corresponding NMOS and PMOS on the straight, then you can able to connect that gates very easily. So I'm doing the connection now. So both the sources of PMOS is connected to VDD. The source of first NMOS is connected to ground. And drain of both PMOSes are connected together. Here I am using a metal to connect, but you can able to, yesterday we have seen diffusion, shared diffusion. At that time, you can able to show a single straight line also. Here I am connecting the source and drain of NMOS. Now I have to connect the gate of first PMOS, second PMOS. So now I have to get the output from the drain of the combination of NMOS So actually this is red line. Color got changed. So we have to supply input A here, input B to this gate. So we will be obtaining result from here. Okay. So this is what this is the procedure to connect the design and to stick type. Are you all okay with this stick diagram? For the normal logic, what we have to do is, so after drawing the stick diagram, for obtaining AND to, so we have to connect an inverter here, and from the side has to be supplied here, and you can take the AND value from here. So you have to connect an extra inverter here to obtain the normal logic. So this is the procedure for designing stick diagram. Are you all clear with stick diagram? So anybody having a doubt? So somebody raised the hand. Galaxy S9 Plus. Have any doubt? So then we can move on to layout design. So layout design also follow the same color coding.
వీళ్ళని అడగాలనుకుంటే
It is very easy to design. It is very easy to design layout diagrams if you are thorough with stick diagram. So I'm putting over.
ఇక్కడ చేయలేదు.
So I'm using the same I will show how to design a layout of normal CMOS inverter first. Initially, I'm drawing the supply line. So somebody is asking me to draw XOR gate using stick diagram. So the question asked is it okay if we draw VDD and VSS in blue color or is it in brown color? Actually, VDD and VSS are metals, so we have to go with blue color. The second question is they have asked me to design XOR gate using stick diagram. Okay, I will draw XOR gate using here also in this paper sheet. I will draw stick diagram for XOR gate. Then the equation for XOR gate is that equal to A B bar plus A bar B. In between we will have a dot. So this is the actual equation for XOR gate. This is a normal logic. So I will go with the normal logic design. But while designing the stick diagram, I will be getting the output for A dot B bar plus A bar B the whole bar. So in order to get the normal XOR gate, I have to again draw an inverter at the inverter stick diagram at the output. So supply rail, ground rail. So A dot